Meanwhile, many years passed, and he became even more knowledgeable on account of having been in many countries. He decided at this time a person needs to look at the purpose. He began to think with his philosophy, with his knowledge, what he should do. It seemed to him that he should learn goldwork, which is a major occupation and a nice craft, requiring great insight, and it's profitable work. And since he was a discerning man and a philosopher, he didn't need to study the trade many years. Merely in a quarter year, he acquired the skill, and he became quite a great craftsman. And he knew the work better than the one who had trained him. Afterwards he concluded, even though I have such a trade in hand, nonetheless, I will not content myself with it. For today, this is important. Maybe at another time, some other thing will be considered important. And went ahead and placed himself with a gem cutter. And on account of his cleverness, he acquired this skill in a short time as well, in a quarter year. Then he thought to himself with his philosophy, even though I have two trades in hand, who knows if perhaps both will not be important. Therefore, it is good for me to learn such a profession that will always be important. He deliberated with his understanding and with his philosophy, and he decided that he should learn medicine, for this is something which one always needs and is always important. And the routine is, when one studies medicine, one must first learn Latin, the language and its writing, and one must learn philosophy. And he, on account of his insight, his understanding, mastered this also in a short time, in a quarter year. And he became a big doctor and a philosopher and an expert in all fields of wisdom. Then the world began to be like nil to him. In other words, the entire world became like nothing to him. That is, he maintained that nobody has any sense at all. For on account of his great wisdom, since he was such a great craftsman and such a smart person, such a doctor, every person in the world was like nil to him, equal to nothing. So he decided that he would now act upon a purpose and would take a wife. He thought to himself a consideration, if I would have a wedding here, who will know what has become of me? Let me rather go back home so that people will see what has become of me. I left as a young boy, and now I have come to such greatness. And he picked up and traveled home, and he had great afflictions on the way, for on account of his sophistication, he didn't have anyone to talk to, and had no lodging to his satisfaction. So he was constantly full of great affliction.